I'm Chief James Overton of the Delaware State University Police Department, and you're watching Security Stories.
Welcome to the Peak of Vancouver. I'm here at Grouse Mountain Resort for today's special Security Stories segment. On this show, we're going to find out how Honeywell's security technology is being deployed in some pretty interesting ways. Let's go take a look. Hey, that was a great tram ride. It's beautiful scenery up here. So now we're going to meet with Dr. Ken McQuiston, Managing Director of the Refuge.
Hey Tony, welcome.
How are you?
Outstanding, thanks for coming up.
Oh, you're welcome. Hey, I've enjoyed it so far. So tell me a little bit about the Refuge.
Well, we have a really unique thing happening here. We have a wildlife refuge on top of a mountain that is traditionally a ski resort, right next to the city of Vancouver, 20 minutes from downtown up here in the wilderness. And we've been able to have Honeywell help us monitor some really interesting inhabitants that we brought up to the mountain here. And I'm really excited to have you come out and meet them.
I'd love to. Let's do it.
Fantastic. Come on with me.
The top of Grouse Mountain is an amazing research center where endangered animals can live in a secure and spectacular environment. The research center is home to grizzly bears, gray wolves, and a host of other species. On my visit, I got to meet Grinder and Kula, two grizzlies who were both orphaned in 2001. Now, since that time, they've called the mountain home and have a beautiful 5-acre habitat to roam. So I told you on the phone, I really like to get involved, get my hands dirty a little bit. I'm ready to volunteer.
Yep.
Is there anything I can do today to help out with the bears?
Well, we should introduce you to this guy, Devin Mankey, Wildlife Manager of Grouse Mountain Refuge for Endangered Wildlife, and he'll give you a behind-the-scenes tour.
Devin, Tony,
how's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Glad you can make it out.
Hey, I'm ready to go. What can I do?
The introduction?
Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful.
Good. Well, Grinder and Kula are wandering around somewhere looking for some food, so how about you like to feed a couple hungry grizzly bears?
Yeah, you're gonna have a great day.
All right, thanks.
So bring them back alive, eh?
We'll do. Okay, Tony.
Yeah.
Take care.
You bet.
Tony, would you like to help me feed the bears? Grinder and
Love
Kula
to.
are sitting behind us here waiting for their breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
So you got some apples there and some carrots and potatoes, and what we tend to do is scatter the food all over the habitat so that they have to forage for it. The apples, we like to give them a little bit of a challenge by tossing them into the pond,
Oh,
and they
cool.
have to go bobbing for
toss
apples.
one in?
So yeah, if you want to go ahead, basically just grab an apple and just aim for the water over there, and once they hear it, they're going to start getting.
Look at that.
The main purpose behind our facility is to show that two grizzly bears can be raised in a very natural environment and that they can be raised to healthy adults that know how to look after themselves. Other than providing them with food, we don't do too much hands-on stuff. We're not babying them too much. And the technology, of course, if we were rehabilitating bears and raising them, we wouldn't want people to be there looking at them because we don't want them to associate people with food. So we would want to have strictly remote monitoring so that we can make sure the bears are healthy, but the bears aren't going to be able to see us doing that.
Talk to me a little bit about technology and where that came from and where was the first use of that?
Because we have such a large habitat, it's hard for one or two people to monitor the bears all the time. So with a DVR recorder that records behavioral information about the bears and the habitat usage, I mean, we can go back in time to see it remotely, so I don't have to be standing out here all day.
Sure,
The cameras really provide us with a lot of behavioral information about the bears and the habitat usage.
Have you learned anything from the use of the cameras and the recording DVRs that you didn't know?
Well, the biggest thing we've learned is how active bears are during hibernation. So the hibernation cameras inside the den were one of the most exciting phases, and the primary reason the technology was first incorporated here was if we put a camera inside a bear den for the entire hibernation period, what are we going to see? And we surprisingly found that bears are very active during hibernation.
Really?
A lot of people before thought they were just go to sleep the entire time and wake up in the spring. But we've actually found through monitoring that the bears are up every day, moving around, scratching, playing, remaking the bed, turning over, going for a little walk, and back to sleep.
Wow.
And so that's very unique, a very unique situation that we're able to watch them for the entire period.
And so that's information you've been able to share with the rest of the wildlife research community?
Informally, we're still, it was a long-term study, so we did it for 6 years, and now we're just at the point where we're starting to sort of correlate the data and put together some papers on it and publish our findings.
Another question about technology. We're close to the top of the mountain here, and I guess in the wintertime it gets pretty cold. Have you used the technology to help you, like in inclement situations?
Oh, for sure. I'd rather sit and watch the bears from in my office on some days. But yeah, definitely with the fencing and everything going on, provides us with a little more security that I can just quickly double check. Oh, the bears are doing well. Everything looks good at the habitat.
Okay.
Or if anything, you know, it hasn't happened yet, but if anything were sort of awry, we can come out to check on things personally. And the cameras have done fantastic in the weather. You know, we've been down to below -10. We've had winds of 80 miles an hour and some really bad snow days where you can't even see your hand in front of your face. Yet the cameras do really well. Yeah, these guys know what the buckets are about.
Well, it's good to know that the technology stood up.
It's really working well.
Great.
It's really a harsh environment that it's withstanding. So this is where we spread out the dry dog kibble. If you want to go ahead and just pour some in. Just sort of, we don't want it all in one spot because we want them to be able to feed
Sort of like
separately if they so choose.
Hey, I see one of the cameras in here.
Yeah, that's the camera that watches this whole patio area, as we like to call it. And we can see what they're up to.
So Devin, you told me that the bears actually came here when they were 6 months old, right?
That's correct.
So in terms of a den, how did they even know how to make a den?
Well, the first year was interesting because we saw them not know how to build a bed. So when they were entering their first hibernation, we provided them with some bedding material, but they didn't know what to do with it. They went in and slept on the plywood floor, and we could see that from the camera that they're obviously a little confused, not quite sure what they're supposed to be doing. So our wildlife rangers dragged the branches in and built them a bed for the first year. And the bears watched them do that. Then the next season, the bears made an attempt to build a bed and only needed a little bit of help. And then each year it just got progressively better. So we were able to see how they progressed in their learning.
That's awesome. So you used the technology to actually help them help themselves.
Exactly, yep. Just around the corner here, I've opened up the doors already. This is where sort of the bear camera central, our sort of command center for the bear cameras. We've got our DVR, and every camera feeds into here onto the Grouse Mountain network from here, and we can pick it up on any computer that's plugged into the Mountain network.
Awesome.
And then right beside us here is the actual sleeping chamber of the hibernation area. The bears will actually build their bed inside this building, and this is where we've got the primary camera that watches them during hibernation.
No sleeping bear in there now.
No sleeping bear, I don't think. Let's find out. We'll open it up.
Wow.
Up in the corner there, you'll see where we have the camera that watches them while they're sleeping in this area. The bears are highly intellectual. They're very smart wild animals. So we've seen Kula get up, and he actually found the camera this year towards the end of hibernation and wasn't quite sure what it was and started mouthing it, started playing with it, and he actually got his teeth around it and pulled it out. And we've got some great footage from the camera. Because it's infrared, you're able to see right down Kula's throat.
That's a great story. Can we go take a look at that footage?
Yeah, sure. Let's go back to the office. Well, one thing I'd like to show you is when Kula found the camera here. This is a clip I was able to record onto my hard drive. This was back in April when he was just coming out of hibernation, was curious about his surroundings. So get up in close and personal with the bear here. How many times have you seen down a bear nostril?
Not very often.
Yeah, we could even send this to our veterinarian to do some exams. Maybe Dr. Ken could see.
Little dental work?
Yeah, see how his dental work's doing.
Oh, look at those claws.
Yeah, massive claws and bear tonsils. And
so you're just taking a taste of the camera?
Yeah, he found the camera there. It becomes a bit of a play toy. You see him batting the camera around a bit. And all of a sudden, mouthing it. And
that's awesome. Amazing. That's about as close as you'd ever want to get.
Yeah, safer to view it from here than in person. Yeah.
That's awesome. Grouse Mountain has so many activities and events to enjoy, whether you want to appreciate the great outdoors in a beautiful setting or learn about animals who share our surroundings. It's truly a memorable destination. Thanks for watching. I've had a great time with my new friends, Grinder and
can't leave quite
Devin.
yet. I know you've been an honorary volunteer today, so I'm going to give you one last honorary task, a shovel and a bucket. And if you don't mind just going in, and Grinder and Kula would like their habitat spick and span before you leave. And I'm going to go grab a coffee. So.
Well, thank you.
Good luck, and thanks for your help.
Take care.
All right.
Okay, let's go. Hey, I guess I finally found a job I'm really good at. Thanks for watching another Security Stories. Look forward to seeing you next time. As you can see, I got a lot of work to do. Take care.